YouTube, today I'm going to be breaking down what would happen if the Bantamweight division had a PFL style 16-man tournament. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no idea how the PFL tournament works. I just know that they have a tournament. I think they have quarterfinals, but I think they have a round robin at the start. Screw all that. I just wanted you to click on the video, so you did. Thank you. But shout out Money Menzel. He helped me come up with he came up with this concept. He did it for featherweights. I want to do it for bantamweights. I will be doing the one for featherweights next Tuesday. No, actually, I'll be doing that next Monday. But anyways, let's start off with this bracket. I got Petr Yan versus Raoni Barcelos. There's technically actually 17 guys ranked. I don't know if you guys care about Farid Basharat versus Raoni Barcelos. I personally don't. So I just gave the nod to Raoni because he's 14. But Raoni Barcelos versus Petr Yan. This is an interesting fight. By the way, this level is 3 rounds, and then everything past it is 5 rounds and beyond. So Petr Yan versus Raoni Barcelos. I'm actually, Raoni Barcelos. All right, let's talk about how would Raoni Barcelos win this fight. 1, he's too slow. 2, his grappling isn't good enough to be able to actually do anything to Petr Yan. It's not like his cardio is anything insane. But I do think that he's going to be able to survive like Raoni was able to survive in his last fight. He took a lot of punishment early, and then he was able to keep himself alive. Like, he has gray hair now. I don't think that anyone thinks he's actually a better fighter than Petr Yan. I would give Raoni like a 4 to 5 or 3, maybe a 2 to 3% chance of winning. However, Petr Yan is coming off back surgery. Oh man, what do I think about Petr Yan nowadays? Because it's like coming off back surgery at 30. I guess he's 32. He looks 40, but coming off back surgery at 32 is kind of tough. That's pretty tough, because it's like he beat Merab, but he clearly wasn't ready for another rematch anytime soon. I don't know what I think about Petr Yan, but I do think that he'd win this fight pretty handily, right? I'm going to go Petr Yan. I'm going to go Petr Yan by like round 3 or round 4 TKO. Going on to the next fight, we got, I don't know what's going on here. Let me fix this. All right, yeah. Petr Yan, best setter on YouTube. Shout out Bedtime. Petr Yan by round 3, round 4 TKO. I wish they could let me say like how this happens, right? That'd be nice. Does that work? Sorry for all the people actually viewing this. Okay, yeah, round 3 TKO. Okay, Mario Bautista versus Figgy. Figgy, gonna be honest with you guys, Figgy's pretty dog. Okay, I'm gonna go Bautista by 2nd round TKO. Bautista actually, there's not, what more do you want me to say about this fight, man? Dude, Figgy looked terrible in the Umar fight. Figgy, I don't know how he beat Montel Jackson. Like, Montel Jackson looked terrible. He looked terrible in his last fight, dude. Montel Jackson, not in his last fight against Raoni Barcelos that he did win, but, like, what are we talking about? By the way, why are Raoni and Montel both at rank tied at 14? Raoni beat Montel. Anyways, listen, Bautista looked actually good. He looked really good against Vinicius Oliveira. Yeah, but I don't think he's at that upper echelon division. It doesn't matter. Figgy sucks, dude. Like, obviously Figgy would kick my ass, but it's like, dude, Figgy, he didn't even show up against Umar. He's gonna get killed by Yadong this weekend, dude. He's gonna get schmurdered. That's all right, though. That's all right. All right, on to the next fight, we got Corey Sandhagen versus Peyton Talbot. Originally, I was actually going to go with Peyton Talbot on this fight. The thing about it is, he looked really good in the wrestling. He looked really good in the striking. I mean, his only loss is the Raoni Barcelos, which isn't really a bad fight. I think Raoni just kind of jumped on him a little bit too early. He looked really good against Henry Cejudo. The thing is, man, dude, Corey's crafty, dude. Corey's in his crafty vet era. Okay, I saw that he just got booked against Mario Bautista in his next fight. I got to watch some tape. I got to figure out who wins that. But I think it would be remiss for me to pick Corey Sandhagen after all he's done in the sport. He's not ancient. He's still in his prime. He took a round and a half off of Merab. Okay? Maybe even 2. I didn't rewatch that fight. I'm the goat of not rewatching fights. So we're going to go with Corey Sandhagen here by decision. He doesn't have any finishing power. We're going to go 29-28. I think it's a relatively close fight. But I think if it's that kind of close dog fight, we're going to go with Corey Sandhagen 29-28. Vinicius Oliveira versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I'm going to go with Umar by decision. I don't think there's much to be said here. Vinicius looked really bad. I think he needs to move up weight classes. I think he's simply too big for 135. So I have no interest in seeing him fight at 135 again. He's too jacked. He looks like a 145 or at least, maybe even 155, bro. And Umar's like legitimately one of the best fighters of the division. No one wants to talk about that because he's not one of the most entertaining. But I mean, shit, dude, after the Figgy fight, he might not be because he looked terrible in that fight too. Neither one of them wanted to fight. It was just Umar. Whatever. That was a terrible fight. All right, we got Sugar Sean versus Raul Rosas Jr. Oh, hold up. Hold up, dude. Hold up. Hold up. When I was making this, I didn't look at this matchup and think about it. Can 3-round fight. Raul Rosas is... Dude, oh my gosh. I'm going to pick Raul Rosas Jr. to pull out the upset by decision. Did he really get held down, though, by Merab? Dude, it's a matchups thing. It's a matchups thing. O'Malley doesn't want a heavy wrestler for a reason. He was ducking Umar for a reason. Like, we can all agree after the Udong fight, the fight that made sense was not Corey Sandhagen. Sandhagen does not deserve to be in a #1 contenders fight. You know who does? Umar! Umar deserved to be fighting O'Malley. There's a reason why Umar's ducking Umar. There's a reason why Umar's ducking. O'Malley's ducking Umar, dude. It's because Umar's dangerous. They don't want to deal with him, dude. They don't want to deal with him. Yeah, give me Raul Rosas Jr. here. Give me him by decision. Give me him by... This is crazy. This is crazy. Dude, I was going to have Sugar Sean going deep. Because he wins this matchup. He wins this matchup. He loses to Merab, though, right? If Merab makes it this far, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I might have Montel Jackson by a fluky right hand. Dang, dude, that's crazy. I like how I'm saying that's crazy when I'm the one making these picks. It's not like it actually happened. All right. Ooh, I'm looking at a pink Tesla right now. I'm currently in my car, and someone's driving a pink Tesla. Is that a sign to pick Sugar Sean? It might be, but we're not picking him. We're picking Raul Rosas by the most smudge grappling 29-28 decision. If it was a 5-round fight, I'd actually go Sean, but it's not. Cheeto versus Song Yadong. Cheeto is going to be Cheeto. So we're going to go Song Yadong by 29-28 decision. I think that's fair. Song's good. I don't know if Song's so good to, like, completely outclass somebody, you know, like, of Cheeto's caliber. It's not like Cheeto's, like, a crazy... 29-28. Cheeto, I mean, Sean has a round where he actually stands up with him. 30-26. Yeah. Sean has a round where he stands up with Rosas, but he pieces him up in that round, but I think the other 2 rounds. Unless Sean can get the finish, he's losing this fight. That's crazy I just said that. Ayman Zahabi versus Dave Martinez. Mid versus mid off. Here's the thing, you guys. Zahabi's not that good. Like, I watched Zahabi versus Cheeto preparing for the Cheeto fight, trying to see what I thought. Zahabi did not blow me away in that fight by any means. Zahabi is pretty lackluster, which is pretty disappointing for a guy that's going to be fighting on the White House lawn. And he's also old, and it's also a young man's game. I'm just going to go with Dave Martinez by decision. I'm going to go 29-28 split. I don't know what you want me to say about Zahabi. Like, I think this is a close fight. I don't think David Martinez is great by any means, but I think he's good enough to beat Zahabi. You know what I mean? Which, yeah, I mean, take it out what you will. Maybe I'm completely off here. But going on to the next fight, we got Montel Jackson versus Merab. I would take Merab by like 2nd or 3rd round finish, by submission in round 2 or round 3. Yeah, we're gonna go round 2 sub. Round 2 sub. He looked so bad. He, like, after the first round, Montel Jackson did not look ready for anything Hani was giving to him on the ground or on the feet. So it was like, what do you even say about Montel Jackson if you're getting freaking that hard mogged by? Dang, I can't believe O'Malley's out of this bracket, dude. I look like an O'Malley hater. I'm not. I like O'Malley. It's just a bad matchup, dog. Petr Yan versus Mario Bautista. I mean, Petr Yan, like, I could say some crazy stuff after the back surgery and everything, like, oh, he's not going to be ready. His back surgery is too much of an issue. I don't think he finishes Mario Bautista. I think he wins 49-46. Petr Yan's going to be ready. He's going to put up a fight. He's a freaking Russian. He's a beast. Okay, he's just a dog. He's an animal. Well, what are you going to say? Petr Yan's an animal. And the funny thing is, I would actually, if that became a matchup, Petr Yan versus Sean, I'm picking Sean. I just think that's a bad matchup for Petr Yan, to be honest with you. And he won the first fight. Going on to the next matchup, we got Corey Sandhagen versus Umar. We saw how this went last time. I'm going to assume it goes much of the same. I'm going to go Corey Sandhagen by decision, 50-45. It was 49-46 last time. But we're going to go 49-46. We're 49-46. One judge calls it 48-47. Sandhagen slowly downloads the data, but not fast enough for Umar. Umar's just one of the best in the sport. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to pick against the guy. Call me a Dagestani Glacier all you want, dude. Umar's a badass, dude. He gassed against Merab pretty bad, but it wasn't even gassing. It's just Merab being Merab maxing. It's tough whenever you got a guy Merab. Like, whenever you have a guy using his X factor against you, and I wouldn't say Umar's the type of fighter to have. Umar doesn't have an X factor. He doesn't have that thing that makes him different than everyone else. Umar's just better than everyone else or at least he's good at everything. Umar's just good at everything. He doesn't have any holes in his game. Like, and whenever you have a guy who's able to, like Merab, it's just he's not getting tired. What's happening? He's just not getting tired. So how do you beat that? How do you beat that, right? Whenever you don't have your own X factor to out X factor his X factor, right? I know I sound like two guys talking about I sound like a little boy talking about like bashing his toys, but it's like one has an X factor and one doesn't. It's hard to compare those kind of two fighters, right? Now we got Song Yadong versus Raul Rosas Jr. It's a banger fight. This is not a banger fight. Yadong's got good enough wrestling that he's going to be able to completely destroy Raul Rosas. I got 30-27 Song Yadong. This is the thing, like, Yadong beat O'Malley in the first fight. Yadong beat O'Malley last fight. I hate to break it to you guys. Yadong won the first round and the second round. O'Malley cleared him in the third round. The thing is, MMA scoring sucks, okay? I'll make a whole video soon talking about how terrible MMA scoring is. It's freaking destroying the sport. Because you can have a guy smudge his way to 2 rounds, get pieced up in the third, but it's not enough for a 10-8. So we're like, wow, the guy who smudged the guy for 2 rounds wins the fight. When he didn't win. Like, I think you got to judge fights based off, if I saw this fight happening in real life and we don't have rules, right? It's just, I see this fight happening. I'm picking this, like this guy, oh, he pieced him up on the feet. Yeah, I'm picking that guy to win. I don't care if he got smudged for 2 rounds. Who has more damage at the end of the fight? Who did better throughout the rounds? Like, there's rounds with MVP, okay? MVP versus Sam Patterson. Legitimately, here's how I would score fights, okay? You do it on a rating of 1 to 10 each round. You score each fighter each round, okay? 10, pretty much a 10 round would be like almost unhurtable. Like, it would be like a 10-7 equivalent, right? But if you score a 7, that means like you knock down your opponent, and maybe an 8, you knock him down twice or maybe 3 times, right? Like, you're doing a lot of heavy damage to your guy, right? Let's say a 6 is a knockdown to your opponent, right? So you 6, or you're like really close on a submission, that's like a 6 out of 10 for a round, right? You're doing a lot, let's say a 7 actually. You're doing a lot of good work that round. You're getting close to finishing the fight. But let's say the other guy knocks him down 2 times too. Okay, like that, those rounds happen where each guy knocks each other down in 1 round. How do you score those rounds? Oh, it's a 10-9. And then they actually stood and kicked that range for another round. And those rounds should be counted the same. No, they shouldn't. We should grade them differently. Okay, the round that was not freaking an MVP versus Sam Patterson rounds 1 and 3. Like, what damage actually happened? Okay, for round 1, I gave it 1-0 to MVP. MVP did literally, like, he just owned the center of the octagon, so that gets you a point. Okay, if you own the center of the octagon, you at least have 1 point in the round, right? Whatever, stupid fight. I'm not going to continue talking about my scoring system, but it is what it is. Merab versus David Martinez. I'm going to go, Merab's not even that good of a finisher, but I'm going to go Merab again by submission in like round 4. I think it would actually be a cardio maxing performance by both guys. I think both guys got, did David Martinez get gassed against Cheeto? Actually, I don't necessarily remember that, but it's like Merab is one of those guys. Merab's one of those guys. So I'm going to take Merab here by round 4 sub. Merab's simply too good. So, yeah. This is an interesting fight. I don't think either of them can finish each other. I think this is the best matchup. I think this is the best and second best fighter in the division. I think if we're talking truly, this is the best and second best fighter. Okay, I'm not going to tell you who I think's better, but if we're talking straight up, who's the better martial artist? Who is the 2 best martial artists in this division? It's Petr Yan and Umar, right? I know Umar lost to Merab. I think Merab, you're going to see a little bit of a degraded Merab in his next fight. The reason is because, like, hey, he's getting older, man. He's 36 years old. He's in the bantamweight division. That's a young man's division. It's a young man's game, okay? So whenever you're seeing Merab versus Umar, it's the 2 best guys going at it. It's completely, for me, depends on how well Petr Yan is coming off of back surgery. I'm going to go with Yan, man. I'm going to go with Yan by decision. I'm going to go with Yan by 48-47 split decision. It's a really close fight. I think that you could see it going both ways. But I know they don't like each other, but this would be interesting, man. You know, I'd be really interested to see this fight play out. I'm excited for whenever this like kind of starts happening in this division. We move on from kind of Merab, because I think Merab loses to Petr Yan relatively easily. Again, pending how Petr Yan comes off of his back surgery. If not, then we can see a Merab versus Umar 2. I would way rather see that than Merab versus Shug 3. Get out of... Yeah. How about we do Merab versus Shug 3 and Lopez versus Volk 3 on the same card? I think that's exactly what we want. 2 very clear decisions. Let's throw that on the same card. But Umar versus Merab 2's a banger. It's a banger. You can headline a card with that. You can headline a card. In my opinion, you can. But I think Petr Yan's better, and he would be able to take out Umar. Now, again, I got to see how he looks coming off the back surgery. But Song Yadong versus Merab. Merab pretty easily here. 49-46. This is actually just a worse version of Merab, I'm assuming. I think Merab gets worse as fights go on. No, I'm not saying that. I think you're going to see a worse version of Merab every time someone said it. I saw Flying Squirrel say, we're going to have to drag Merab out of fighting, and I completely agree. I think Merab can go on like an 8-fight losing streak. I just think that his path to the tournament here is pretty easy. I mean, he got Montel Jackson easy. Dave Martinez he'd be able to beat relatively easily. Yadong's good. I just think Merab's better. I just think Merab's a better fighter. I think Merab's the 3rd best fighter in this division. Like, straight up as an MMA fighter, he's the 3rd best fighter. I go Yan, Umar, Merab, Shug, Yadong would probably be my top 5, right? And now we got the 1 versus 2. I already talked about this matchup. I got Petr Yan. I'm going to go by round 4 TKO. Again, back surgery is huge to see how this fight plays out. But, yeah, guys, that's what I got. Let me know what you guys think of this video. I just don't think this is going to be a competitive fight. I think that Merab's kind of going to get pieced up again, depending on the back surgery and how Petr Yan looks in his mobility. But, yeah, I freaking love Merab. But you can also say the weight cut. Like, leaving the fight, I got to rewatch it. But leaving the fight, I was like, I'm taking Merab in the rematch. There's no questions asked. Merab is one of the ones in the sport, and I don't know if I still think that. I don't know if I still think that. I think Merab, I kind of hated on Pantoja's title reign. Other than Moreno and Royval, he didn't have a lot of good wins, like Urseg, Asakura, Kai Kara-France. Like, I don't know if I can glaze those wins, but a guy like Merab, he had to beat, in my opinion, the 4th best martial artist, Sean, twice to get the belt and to win the belt. And then he beat Corey Sandhagen, which I would put around like maybe 6 or 7 in the division. Let the Chama chance ensue. And then who else did he beat? Merab also beat Umar really impressive win, who I would say is the second best. But again, I didn't know how good Petr Yan was going into this fight. I just didn't know. I didn't know ball. I got this fight completely wrong. And maybe I'd be wrong twice, but I'm just going to take Petr Yan by round 4 TKO. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This was really fun to make. I'm going to have a new video coming out tomorrow. I think I might be matchmaking the August pay-per-view because someone has to do it. And it's clearly not going to be the UFC making any good fights anytime soon. So I'm going to make the good fights. I'm going to tell you how good it could be for you guys. I think I have Kayla versus Nunes as the main event. But that's whatever. Is that crazy main event? I don't know. It might be. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.